It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. With you a little bit later tonight because of the Saints-Bucks game, NFC playoffs, but we are here with Team 381. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and he is co-host of the Mike Valeni Show with Rico on 97.1 The Ticket. How are you, Rico?
Good, Jack. How are you doing, man?
A little bit of a different weekend. We thought we would have college basketball, Indiana, Michigan State today, but lots of pro football to watch.
Yeah, it was a good pro football weekend. Kind of some close games, even though the scores didn't look that way, but it's been very enjoyable. And who knows, Jack, maybe one year the Lions will be a part of this weekend.
You got both of your picks right yesterday.
Yes.
Today you actually took the Browns. Credit to you for having a little courage there. Almost pulled the upset. And in the game that's going on right now, you have a strong rooting interest.
I do. I need the Saints, and I'll be 3 out of 4. So almost had it. You know what? Because the Browns really showed me something last week. I picked them last week. I said I'm going to ride them until they lose.
We are also joined by someone who is rooting for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and TB12. That would be Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for 19 years. He is a regular contributor to the Wolverine.com, and he is the creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. How's your weekend, Tom?
Well, not so good. I mean, I had to, just this Michigan losing a basketball game. That was a little bit different, but you knew that was going to happen. But they'll bounce back, I'm thinking, against Maryland on Tuesday night. But hey, Tom Brady, how about Chad Henny, the ex-Wolverine 4-year starter, doing the job coming off the bench for the Chiefs?
Yeah, he threw a bad interception, but then he had a key scramble. And then I don't think Cleveland thought he was actually going to call a play. But
Nobody thought that.
And he threw that pass out to Tyreek Hill, and that was basically the end of the game. And I'm happy for Chad Henny. He finally gets a win over a team from Ohio.
35 years old, man. You got to hand it to him. That's terrific.
Hey, guys, there is a little bit of good news this weekend. We didn't know if we would have a show tonight. We weren't sure what was going to happen, but domestically, it looks like we got through pre-inauguration Sunday. So that is a good thing. We will be back in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to talk about the National Football League, our Tracking a Trophy segment up next here on Press Pass.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-922-1305. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-922-1305.
Time to turn talk into action. Step 1, fire up your BetMGM Sportsbook. Step 2, make your pick. And step 3, showtime. Now that hunch has some weight to it. Every play, every game means something more. Because now, you're betting with the king of sportsbooks.
Fox 47's family of stations celebrating the dream of Martin Luther King Jr.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn in East Lansing. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit Brian Posey's terrific staff at theticketmachine.com.
Field sees a matchup, sees something he likes, and he just goes to it. And look at how quick, from snap, catch to throw. And there's Jalen Ramsey just completely flustered because that was really play design as much as everything. There's really no way he's going to be able to get back and get.
There you see a Green Bay Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers to Devonta Adams, and we have seen that all season. Rico, how does Aaron Rodgers make this game look so easy, and how does he make opposing defenses look so silly?
Because it is easy for him, Jack. He's done it long enough that, quarterbacks kind of reach that level where they just see things in slow motion. And he never panics. He had that famous thing where he spelled out relax and told the fans, I got this. And his teammates pick up on that same vibe. They could be down by 40, and Aaron Rodgers still thinks that he could come back and lead them on a 41-point comeback.
Tom, when you think about all of the games played this weekend, and 3 of them are complete, the 4th one, the Bucks and Saints in progress as we speak, the Geezer Bowl with Tom Brady and Drew Brees. But what stood out to you about these other 3 playoff games?
Well, let's start with the Packers, Jack and Rico. Aaron Rodgers, Devonta Adams, the chemistry, that instinctive, I know where you're at, I know where you're going mentality, it just blows me away. It's a great combination. The Bills' defense obviously stood out, and that Taron Johnson 101-yard interception return that flipped that game, it dominated that game, the dominating play of the game, that was huge. And then, the Browns, could have cut it to 16-10. Right before the half, Rashard Higgins hits that, he's trying to stretch to score a touchdown. The ball goes out of bounds at the touchback. It flips the other way. The Chiefs go down and kick a field goal. Then the Chad Henny part that comes in later. I mean, there were 3 relevant plays, a lot of big-time plays in all these games that really turn the tide on who wins.
Talk about the irony in this Browns-Chiefs game. When you think about this, Rico, you go back to 1988, as Terry McCord pointed out this afternoon. You have a fumble at the 1-yard line. Then it was Ernest Biner in a 5-point loss.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
January 17th. Now you have Rashard Higgins. This is just the same thing going back 23 years. 33 years.
It is. It is. And then to have the backup QB, you're thinking Mahomes is out of the game, guys. We got a chance to do this. Chad Henny's still in the league, and he scrambles, and, he picks up the first down. Well, almost, and then they run the 4th down play. You're right. If you're the Browns, you're crying in your beer right about now, reliving all the days of Ernest Biner and all those plays.
When we talk about quarterbacks and the age of quarterbacks now, and Rico, when you think that we have 3 guys who are way up there, 37 to 43 years old, but the other 5 are all 26 or younger, including all 4 of the surviving quarterbacks in the AFC before this. What does this say about Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert, and the 6 likely first-round picks at quarterback in this draft.
It tells you that the league is changing, and there's going to be a changing of the guard. You know, Breeze and Brady, you know, they're going to slowly start getting phased out, and you're going to start seeing the younger guys. Jack, here's the thing. If you look at those ages, if you add Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson's age together, they're 5 years older than Tom Brady. So it's going to be a younger league, and if you have one of those younger playmaking quarterbacks, you're going to do a good job.
Tom, if we take a look at next weekend's pairings and the AFC game is set, what do you see with Bills in Kansas City? And can either Tampa Bay or New Orleans beat the Green Bay Packers?
Well, it's Chiefs over the Bills. I'm going to say that. I'm going to make that declaration right now. And no one's touching the Packers. They're going to win the Super Bowl. I'll jump ahead to that. It's going to be like the first Super Bowl I ever saw. I was 10 years old. The Packers and the Chiefs with 64,000 fans at the Coliseum. That's the rematch. That's from that is going to take place in the Super Bowl. And the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. Just they're an incredible team. I think this is their year.
Wasn't even born yet, Tom.
No, you weren't.
Tom, who's going to play Max McGee in this game?
How about Carol Dale, Boy Dollar?
You guys might as well be talking Chinese right now.
I was talking with Kevin Harlan last week, and of course, his dad was a longtime president of the Packers, and he cut his teeth broadcasting all these Chiefs games. So besides the Vince Lombardi Trophy, I think they're going to play for the Harlan Cup.
Yeah.
If it is the Chiefs and the Packers. But we'll see who the Packers get a little bit later tonight. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes. We'll talk about the Detroit Lions up next here on Press Pass.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you a free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
The Masked Dancer, all new Wednesday on Fox.
Have you experienced the comfort of a well-fitting bra? 80% of women are wearing the wrong bra size. Visit Bras That Fit for the support your body deserves. Our bra fitting specialists will help you find the perfect blend of comfort and beauty with sizes in stock from 32A to 54K. For the perfect fit, come see us at Bras That Fit.
More epic than scaling Everest. More epic than a front-side 720. More epic than a kid eating broccoli. It's the epic sell-off at Denver Mattress. Right now, save big on the original Doctor's Choice lineup, starting at only $569.99. Check out the Summit Firm for only $189.99. Or get a $300 Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Shop the epic sell-off today, only at Denver Mattress.
I'm gonna put a weapon on you. Bring it, little dude.
Stop your kids from fighting after you pass away with a will or trust that spells out your wishes. We protect you, your family, and your wallet. Call Crenshaw Peterson today for a free consultation.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week. there you see Brad Holmes. He is the Lions' new executive vice president and general manager, had been the director of college scouting for the Los Angeles Rams. Tom, why should we believe that a first-time general manager is a guy he can turn it around for a franchise in the midst of a 63-year rebuild?
Why should we believe any of this stuff? I mean, we've gone down this path at the GM level, the head coach level. A new flavor comes in, let's taste it, and it typically doesn't work out. I think he's a young guy, 41 years old, I believe. 18 years of collegiate scouting. I guess that's what it is, about personnel, right? I don't know. Let's give it a go. Why not? I mean, nothing else has worked, and it's a decent organization, but not a lot of Super Bowls rings are there from the Rams.
Don't know how much authority he is going to have on the head coaching search. Understand that a choice may already have been made, and the guy may be available tomorrow if the Bucs polish off the Saints. But, Rico, I want to take a look at the coaching vacancies and hires in the National Football League. What do you think of the Jags getting Urban Meyer, the Jets, Robert Saleh, who I understand really wanted to come to Detroit, and the Falcons promoting Arthur Smith?
Well, the Jags kind of went a little unorthodox, but my goodness, Urban Meyer has all the toys. I mean, he's got the number 1 pick. He's got 2 first-round picks. He's got $100 million worth of cap space that he could use to jumpstart and rebuild that team. Supposedly, he's bringing in some offensive and defensive coordinators who have been NFL head coaches. I look for the Jags to kind of make that step forward. We're going to see if this works with Urban Meyer. Robert Saleh, everybody thought he was coming to Detroit, but it looks like he didn't interview well. It looks like the Lions, well, they really had their heart set, and they went out and got Dan Campbell to be their coach. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes.
Yeah, it looks like Saleh interviewed pretty well with the Jets. Good enough that they wanted him, and he was waiting for that offer from Detroit, which never came. The Dearborn native who played at Northern Michigan and then was at Michigan State. Rico, do you remember him at Michigan State?
I don't. I've had people say, yeah, he was there. I was like, yeah, I guess I don't remember. It was a lot of players came through there.
A lot of people don't remember Mel Tucker when he was at Michigan State as a grad assistant. So sometimes these guys are pretty much in the background.
Yeah.
When you think about where the Lions are and where they are going, you look at the coaches that they have had. Tom, is there one particular kind of coach? Do you think that they need someone with heavy head coaching experience or somebody who comes in with fresh ideas?
Well, if it's going to be this Dan Campbell, I guess it's fresh ideas. He's a young guy, and I like experience myself. And I kind of like a fire and brimstone kind of guy, a real, dominating guy, but, not the yes man type coach. I don't know. We've been, once again, just like we talked about at the GM level, we've gone down this list. If you could put a graphic, all the GMs and coaches we've gone through, it'd be endless. And it's the same result. So, once again, just like I said before at the GM level, just give it a try, see what happens.
Tom, you know what? People got mad at me. I say every 4 years, like the Olympics, the Lions swap out coaches and GMs. So we're at the new Olympics. We'll have to wait and see. 2 inexperienced guys.
Yeah.
Kind of leads me to believe that Matt Stafford's coming back.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. Rico, what if the Lions had opted for Marvin Lewis? He had some success with Cincinnati, made him a playoff team on a regular basis, but he didn't win a playoff game there either. And a lot of people thought that he might be a good fit for Detroit.
I think he would have been Jim Caldwell 2.0. If Lewis came in, then I guarantee you he hates rookies. Matthew Stafford would have been the quarterback for the next few years, and I think the Lions would have been taking a giant step back because, as you saw in the earlier segment, Jack, it's a league about to be taken over by the younger guys.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the college football playoff. Alabama over Ohio State up next.
Inside, I was screaming out loud, but it took 6 suicide attempts before anyone ever noticed.
What if you cry and nobody hears? The signs of mental and emotional distress. This week on My Healthy Mind. Let's talk about it.
Love lower than low prices?
Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Right now at LaFontaine Ford of Lansing, lease an all-new 2021 Ford Bronco for just $339 a month. Visit LaFontaineFordofLansing.com today. LaFontaine, the family dealer.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Fulton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank, for what matters most. There you see the money shot. That is the official poster for the national champion Alabama Crimson Tide after national title number 6 in the span of 12 years. Rico, how would you compare what Bama has done as a dynasty compared to others we have seen?
I mean, they've gotten to the point now, Jack, where they're showing off. I often feel, a friend of mine, Ryan Fowler, has an Alabama talk show, and I'm like, you actually can talk about which Alabama team was the best. And then you could also go into, Bear Bryant, Nick Saban. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches, Jack. They almost are starting to look bored out there because they're just dominating college football. And it doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon.
Tom, let's take a look at Heisman Trophy winner Devonta Smith and his teammates. We're talking about quarterback Mac Jones and running back Najee Harris. Talking about 3 possible first-round draft choices there. Tom, can you believe that Devonta was on pace for 24 grabs, for 430 yards and 6 scores? If he hadn't been hurt, if he could have played the second half.
He's an amazing player. And, I still go back to that, what was his freshman year, whatever. They caught the touchdown pass to beat Georgia. I mean, think of this guy's career. And he looks so slight. He looks like he weighs about $155 out there. Tough guy. And I loved his post-game presser, Jack and Rico, when he talked about, he addressed young people. If you're small, just keep fighting. There's an opportunity if you work hard. He's not an unusual guy, though. He's a very unusual guy because he's so talented speed-wise. But, man, I'm really, really impressed by that young man.
Rico, I think back to Cleveland Browns playoff game and went to Cleveland. And Nick Saban was then an assistant with Bill Belichick at the Browns. Is he the Bill Belichick of college football? And what would have happened if he had stayed at Michigan State for another 21 years? Will they have won a national championship?
Probably not, Jack. I think that at the time, Michigan State wasn't serious about football the way they are now. You see that they finally stepped up and are starting to pay their coaches comparable money to everybody else. Is he the Bill Belichick? He's actually better than Bill Belichick, because I laugh. His assistants actually go on and do things. I mean, he runs Malibu passages for wayward coaches. If you get fired, just go work for Saban for a couple of years and you'll get another job. That's how good he is, that he's just able to just give other people jobs. When you look at his 2015 staff, Jack, I think 6 of them are head coaches. That team that crushed Michigan State, 6 of those assistants are head coaches someplace else.
Yeah, he might have a complete turnover, Tom. We talk about Michigan having 28 staff members and under Jim Harbaugh. For Nick Saban, that is no big deal. And they just move on, as Steve Sarkisian has now, to Texas.
Yeah, it's funny. Those 2 schools have more turnover than anybody else. But there's a big difference between Alabama and Michigan. I mean, they get head coaching jobs. I mean, Michigan guys either go laterally because they don't like the toxic environment or it doesn't fit for them, or they get whacked. And so it's an amazing – Alabama is an amazing program. It's not fair. It's just not fair. I agree with Rico. This playoff thing, 14 playoff, got to make it 8-16. Otherwise, it's going to be the same old 3 or 4, and we're not going to get any new blood coming into the CFP.
Tom, I want to take a look at the history of the college football playoff, which began in 2014. So we have had 7 championship games. As you look at these games, what stands out to you?
There's Alabama is in a lot of those games, obviously. It's the same old teams, like I just said. I mean, this is where, you got to get, I think you got to get to 16, where you have a group of 5, or, the Power 5 get their bid, and a group of 5 get some in there as well. Then you have those upsets. Otherwise, that's what makes the NCAA basketball tournament so fun, the upsets. It makes it too easy for the powers to just keep doing what they're doing.
Rico, does it bother you that it's the same teams, the usual suspects every year?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Tom. Now, here's the thing. Because college football is based on tradition, if it actually did what college basketball did and made these teams go out and play tough schedules, then we would see what happens. And don't give me, we got to schedule them 5 years ahead of time, because we saw this year a great game was scheduled within 48 hours. Get it done.
Yes. Great point, Rico.
I would like to see a 6-team playoff where the Power 5 conferences are all represented and one other. And I think that would make the conferences more important. Right now, you got 2 conferences and they're out by the second week in October. We will be right back, and we're going to talk basketball up next, the big picture.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Kyle, where did Modern Woodmen of America get its name?
Our founding father actually came up with the name to symbolize the good that the woodmen would do back in 1883. They'd help each other's families and orphans when they didn't come home from work.
Let MSU FCU drive down your payment with a low-rate auto loan. For a limited time, enjoy rates as low as 1.99% APR. Visit msufcu.org to learn more.
Right now at LaFontaine Buick GMC of Lansing, take home a new 2021 GMC Terrain, leasing now for just $179 a month. Visit LaFontaineBuickGMCLansing.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hi, I'm Zach with the Faulkner Agency. Call me today to talk about the variety of life insurance options available to ensure a secure future for you and your loved ones. I provide highly competitive rates for all your insurance needs.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
Your height theory on officials is, I mean, it's like, it's otherworldly. You know,
True. It's so true. Every coach will tell you.
Oh, Robinson.
There you see Liam Robbins, and he was the story yesterday. Rico, how surprised were you to see the Drake transfer, who gave Michigan State fits, be the dominant player, and finally someone held Hunter Dickinson in check to single-digit scoring? And how surprised were you to see Minnesota, which had trailed by 37 points in Ann Arbor, have a 23-point lead at one point?
Jack, it's called the Big Ten. If you're surprised and you haven't been watching Big Ten basketball in the last couple of decades, this is just what happens. Now, you know, with Dickinson, yeah, there's tape out there on him. So teams are going to learn now, okay, the next time around, make adjustments, do this, do that. I kind of thought that Minnesota would win and get that victory because, you know, if you're Michigan, you weren't going to go undefeated. Yeah. Whoever wins the Big Ten, you're probably going to have 5 losses. So, you know, for Michigan, I saw going into the barn, crowd or no crowd, it's different. I needed to see Michigan outside of Chrysler, and they're a different team. But that's okay. They'll be all right.
Yeah, and Minnesota is 11-0 at home and 0-4 on the road. But, Tom, the week started with a tremendous triumph for the Wolverines. They were up 26-23, and the next thing you knew, they were up 69-29, a 40-point advantage. They had a 43-6 spurt. How did that happen, and how did yesterday happen?
Yeah, well, Michigan's been on a roll, and you know Rico's right. Michigan's a different team at home than they are on the road, and yet they've had a couple good road wins. This goes back. Let me address Hunter Dickinson first. He tried to make plays that he's not capable of making, and he kind of forced that issue. We haven't even mentioned the fact that Eli Brooks, Michigan's best on-ball defender, did not play in this game. Yeah, his foot was in a boot on Saturday morning. I mean, and I think pretty much everybody knew going in when we found that out. This is going to be the first loss. He is that high energy guy. He's a dynamic player, a great leader on both sides of the court. So that element, hurt them. Shawnee Brown, I thought, did a really good job. He's a great defender, and he got tired. They got down to 6, and they bring Zeb Jackson in, who's not ready for the big time, and all of a sudden it was 12. At a critical time in the game. So not a bad loss. Michigan will learn from it, and they will bounce back, I'm assuming, when they play at Maryland on Tuesday night.
Rico, let's take a look at the Big Ten standings. Even with that loss, is Michigan the team to beat in the conference? And how many losses do you think the first-place team will have?
Well, Jack, like I said before, I think the first-place team is going to have 5 losses. You'll probably be tied. If you want to win it outright, you got to have 4 losses. I think Michigan and Iowa are still the 2 best teams right now in the Big Ten. So yeah, if you're Michigan, you kind of shrug this one off and just get ready for your next game.
All right, Tom, I want to switch gears here and switch sports and talk a little bit about Michigan football. And there is a new defensive coordinator, Mike Mcdonald, coming in from the Ravens, where he had never been a coordinator, had never called plays, but apparently got a great recommendation from John Harbaugh. Is he the answer for Jim Harbaugh? Is he going to be the guy who can do what Don Brown was supposed to be doing?
Well, I mean, the bar's pretty low. I mean, based on what Don Brown's output's been the last couple of years. Let's go de facto back to our Lions discussion. I mean, okay, got new flavor coming in here on this revolving door of assistant coaches. Mike McDonald's, 32 years old. He looks like he's 20. That has nothing to do with it. But I mean, his intercollegiate experience is clearly as a GA at the University of Georgia. It must have been one hell of a recommendation from John to Jim to get him to be the DC. But you know what? My expectations are low as long as Jim Harbaugh is coaching this team, Jack. So, like I said, 6-6 to 9-3 in that range. It is what it is.
What about the return of Mike Hart, who was one of Michigan's best running backs in history, done a great job coaching at Indiana, leaving Indiana for Michigan? Is that like going to little brother?
Yeah, well, it's shocking to me. I mean, because I know how much he loved coaching with Tom Allen. At least it brings some energy and some fire. Michigan State fans know about the fire of Mike Hart.
Rico, what do you think Mike Hart does for the rivalry? Michigan State winning 9 of the last 13.
I don't think he'll do anything. I don't think he's dumb enough to even bring the little brother stuff back up. If he is, God bless him. I mean, maybe. I mean, they got the Doobie brother at the defensive coordinator spot.
The Going Green segment. We'll be right back.
Whether your insurance need is for business, farm and agriculture, or protecting your home and auto, experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
Chirotechnology is a premier chiropractic and massage therapy clinic that focuses on helping you overcome pain. Using non-surgical techniques, we work to find the best solution for you. To learn more, give us a call today.
Scoot over. Squeeze in. Pull up a chair. Because life's just better when you believe there's always room for one more. Ritz. A taste of welcome.
It's about time to watch on your time. Search for WSYM on your device.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemus.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet and Graff Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you. They have an all 7 of my for a new or used vehicle. Go green, go Graff.
Again on Saturday. And then they're going to have 3 full days off. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Won't be back in the short pants until Wednesday. Miles Bridges. Oh, two-handed tomahawk. Oh, filthy. Pass there by LaMelo. Good. Right around Boucher. Oh my. Wow.
There you see Miles Bridges with the candidate for Dunk of the Year in the NBA, and he's been doing that since high school, but took that ball all the way behind him and touched his back with it, and I think he would have broken the guy's wrist if he had left it where it was. Rico, what are the chances that in the right situation, whether it's Charlotte or somewhere else, Miles Bridges is going to be more than an occasional highlight player?
I think Jack, I think he can be, but I don't know if it's going to be in Charlotte. I don't know how close the Hornets are to being that serious player in the NBA, but Bridges offers a lot more than just dunks. But man, when he dunks, he would be a good second or third cog on a championship team.
Tom, I want to talk about another former Spartan, a guy we saw in high school, and that is Xavier Tillman, and second-round pick of the Memphis Grizzlies, finally gets an opportunity. And he is a big reason that the Grizzlies are now on a 4-game winning streak, and 3 of those wins came without Ja Morant. They don't have Jaren Jackson Jr. back yet, but Tillman's come in and he's played the way he did at Michigan State, filling up the stat sheet, a little bit of everything. What is his NBA floor, and what do you think his ceiling might be in this league?
His floor is wide, his ceiling is very high. I mean, I've always thought highly of Xavier Tillman. You know, I had a conversation with Isaiah Livers, I think it was either before or after the Michigan State game, that second game, talk about Tillman, because he was his AAU teammate. He used to feed him the ball.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And Isaiah carries a lot of weight with me as far as his opinion, and he just went on and on and on. He thinks he's going to be a pro, and he is a pro. And I also go back to the time that you and I interviewed him over at Breslin. This is one of those, pre-season things.
Right.
And I remember after I said, Jack, that's the most mature guy I've ever talked to at the collegiate level. And maybe it's because he has kids. I mean, this guy is an impressive young man, and I think he's going to have a terrific career in the NBA.
Yeah, he's a guy who can have Big Ten championship rings and be a father of 2.
Yeah.
With the NCAA Father of the Year. But Rico, he reminds me of someone else from Mid-Michigan who has gone on and made a ton of money in the pros. I see X now shooting and making a 3 from time to time. He can play defense, play inside, outside, guard a lot of positions. Reminds me a little bit of Al Horford.
Good. Now I like that.
That's a good one.
I didn't even think about that. That is good. And Al had a nice career, and he was able to play a long time in the NBA. Did a lot of things well. Did a lot of the intangible things that a lot of stars don't like doing, but Al did that. So no, I like that one.
Let's take a look at Michigan State's schedule now, and we thought we would be talking about the trip to Iowa, probably the toughest challenge on the schedule. And then today, afternoon game with Indiana, both of those postponed because of COVID-19. The plan is still to play Illinois. And we know that Steven Izzo and Matty Sissoko and Joshua Langford have all tested positive, and there may be another player or staff member who has along the way. We don't know exactly what that will mean, but Rico, we're talking about 15 days off. What do you think that will mean to a team that is struggling at 2-4 in the league?
Jack, I think the 15 days off, it can be a blessing and a curse. They needed some help. They were not in sync, and we were kind of expecting that Michigan State Spartan oomph to kick in, and it hasn't. They're still struggling. We thought they had it, but then after the second half collapse at Purdue, maybe this 2 weeks off can help them.
Tom, would you agree with that? Do you think this team still has what it takes? A lot of questions at the point, a lot of questions in the middle.
Yeah, it does. A lot. The biggest question in the middle, I think. And yeah, I agree with Rico. I mean, it could go either way, but I'm a slant towards a negative. They want to play. These kids want to play.
Yeah.
And Nebraska's got players out now. Who knows where this is going to head with COVID in the Big Ten in college basketball.
Well, certainly when you have something happen the way they did in the second half against Purdue, you want to get that taste out of your mouth as soon as you can. And Michigan State have to chew on that one for a long time. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about the high school state championships up next.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentix. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentix. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentix.com.
Ready, set, go. Live big in the larger-than-life SUVs from GMC. The GMC Acadia, Terrain, and all-new Yukon. Current eligible non-GM owners use GM employee pricing for everyone to get this low-mileage lease on this 2021 Terrain SLE for around $179 per month. Plus, eligible GM card members get $1,000 bonus earnings.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. The GLSA has brought thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events, and we'll do that again in 2021, showing just what Mid-Michigan can be. There you see the jubilant DeWitt Panthers after a 14-0 win yesterday at Lansing Catholic against mighty Muskegon. Rico, I told you last week I thought this was going to be the year DeWitt was finally going to get past the Big Reds, and they did it with the tremendous team effort and the individual brilliance of Andrew Debris on offense and defense. But I didn't understand that this program could go through an entire playoff and have a chance to be unscored upon. What do you think?
Well, that is impressive, Jack. When your defense is holding people to zero, it's kind of hard to fire up the team and say, hey, you're making mistakes, because there's nothing they can yell at them about, because you're holding everybody to nothing. Donuts, bagels. So we'll see. They got to win one more game, and I think that game is going to be difficult. If they can hold this, they get West Bloomfield, correct? If they hold West Bloomfield to nothing. Oh, they get River Rouge? Oh, well, okay. River Rouge is they could possibly do this, Jack. I don't think they'll pitch a shutout against River Rouge, but I think that they will definitely get that victory.
Tom Crawford, I want to take a look at the final four teams from Mid-Michigan in Division 3, 4, 5, and Division 2 of 8-player football, all in action yesterday, and one team from the area headed to Ford Field. As you look at those outcomes and how they did, what's your take on what they accomplished?
Well, I think they accomplished a lot. I mean, Williamston, no shame in losing to Country Day. I mean, a terrific program. In fact, I know the Country Day coach, Dan McLean. He's been coaching a lot, and so no shame in losing that game. Lansing Catholic, Joey Baker, the quarterback, was out, and I've told you about Alex Waters for several years now, the most versatile athlete, I think, coming through in high school football around here a long time, and he did a great job. But they fell, that was a tough Frankenmuth team. And Portland St. Patrick, I mean, do they have like 170 kids in that school? It's a small school. They're always competitive. And so no shame in any of these losses. What a great run for all those schools, especially during this COVID time.
Faith, I want to put that last graphic back up there with the matchups for next week, because Rico and Tom are going to pick winners, and we're keeping track. So, Rico, you go first. Davison or West Bloomfield in Division 1?
I'm going to go with Ron Bellamy and West Bloomfield Lakers.
Ooh, you like the defending champion Davison Cardinals, Tom?
No, I'm going West Bloomfield. Ron Bellamy, Michigan guy. Why not? I mean, I always go Michigan.
Okay. Division 2, Muskegon Mona Shores, the team that beat East Lansing, or Warren De La Salle. Rico?
I'm gonna go with Warren De La Salle in this game, Jack.
Bad pick. Huh? Bad pick. Mona Shores. Mr. Football.
Tom, you like DeWitt in Division 3?
Oh, absolutely. This is their time. This is their season.
All right. We'll be right back with more. Our final segment, our Cool and Smooth Weekly Awards, up next here on Press Pass.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Ready, Route Lansing Fly. 911 Lone Star returns Monday on Fox.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true in the face of flu. Influenza has the power to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan: Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. swing through any Culver's drive-thru. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious. All right, Team 381. Time for our weekly awards and who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week. I actually had one of those today. Rico Beard, what do you have for us in our play of a very busy week?
Well, Tom, you would be happy to know that your Michigan guy is the runner-up. The Chad Henny run, that's the runner-up. But the play, I think, because this play changed the entire game and sent Buffalo to the AFC Championship game for the first time since, I think, forever. And Taron Johnson getting the interception, not only stopping Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens from tying the score up, but it pushed the lead out to 17-3. He takes it back 101 yards, tying an NFL record. And then Lamar Jackson gets hurt on the next series, and Buffalo goes on to win. They destroy a lot of card tables in the process with the fans. The Buffalo Bills headed to the AFC Championship.
Hard to argue against that one. Rico, let me give you a runner-up play, and that was the end of the college football playoff when you have a center who's just had knee surgery, and he's begging to go back into the game. Nick gets him in, he has a snap, and then he heads right to the bench, and he carries Nick to the middle of the field. Saban said that's one of the best rides he's ever had.
Yeah.
Tom, what do you have for us for a team of the week?
Well, just like we talked about last segment, the DeWitt Panthers 14-0 victory over Muskegon, the Big Reds, and we can talk about all the stats offensively, but it's the fact that you knock off an old nemesis, a team that beat them 28-21 at last year's semifinals, and then beat them pretty bad a few years prior to that. So revenge is sweet, and they certainly delivered, and I think they're going to be state champion next week.
Tom, when you think about how close DeWitt has been and how many terrific teams Rob Zimmerman has had, but never to really grab the brass ring, and beating Muskegon seemed like it's destined. This will be the last game of the longest season. This is the final game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have the opportunity to do that game on the MHSAA radio network with Fred Heumann. So very excited about that. When we talk about our player of the week, I have to give another shout out to Andrew Debris, who was just too tough for Muskegon to stop, to take a ball away from, and would not be denied some short yardage situations, bowling into the end zone for the first score. Had a lot of help, but then on defense, when it looked like they had to protect the lead, he had the key interception. And after the game, I was doing some on-field interviews, gentlemen, and I heard one of the Muskegon players say, well, that guy, he had to be 260 pounds. He was 210 pounds, by the way. So he just played awfully big. For our player of the week, though, I have to go to Devonta Smith. And what he did, there you see him with the Heisman. He is the first receiver to win it since Desmond Howard in 1991. But guys, he changed the game. And Tom, he reminded me a little bit of Anthony Carter.
Very much so. Yes.
Very slight of build, but put the ball in his hands and no one is going to catch him. He's all over the place, gets great separation, tremendous hands. And I think Mac Jones to Devonta Smith will be remembered for a long time in college football. It's hard to think that just a year ago we were talking about Joe Burrow in the same terms. We appreciate you sticking with us a little later tonight because of the football game. We'll be back next week, everyone. Have a great week.